What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Jump Ball Central. Today we are looking at the 5 worst NBA teams to ever win a championship. At number 5, the 1974 Golden State Warriors. Again, I don't know anything about the 70s, but I do know kinda sorta not really that this was actually a pretty good team and that they upset the Bullets. Again, it's hard to pick out a champion, but when you're the best player is one of the biggest biggest blanks in NBA history, it's easy not to like that team too much. Rick Barry was the guy who once showed Bill Russell a picture of a younger Bill Russell and proceeded to ask, "Who is that fool over there with that big watermelon grin?" He did this on national TV, as a guest broadcaster. You know who the co-commentator was, sitting right next to him, Bill Russell. Listen, I'm all for insulting the Celtics, but even I have to say, wow. When the series shifted over to the Warriors' home front, they had the option of choosing between 2 different arenas. Rick Barry was the guy who convinced his team to play at the arena that none of the Washington Bullets had ever played at, saying that the rims were better for shooters. I don't know if this is a sneaky good competitiveness or just plain sneaky. Either way, this was still a good team, but definitely not a favorite, unless, you like Rick Barry's underhanded free throws. At number 4, the 1971 Los Angeles Lakers. Funny thing is that this team should have been the most dominant team of the 70s. They really should have been good for at least 3 titles. They should have never seen the light of day on this list and instead should have been one of the best championship teams ever. The truth is, however, a combination of Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and Wilt Chamberlain will never win a title the way they should have. West and Baylor lost to the Celtics in the late 60s, and even after the Lakers acquired Wilt, they couldn't deny that Celtics Bill Russell his 11th championship. Even after Russell, they lost in the finals again in 1970, this time to the New York Knicks and one-legged Willis Reed. The Lakers suffered an array of injuries throughout the years, but come on. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and Wilt only managed 1 title against the Knicks in 1972? The sad part is that this statement isn't entirely true. Elgin Baylor walked away that year, and the Lakers went on a 33-game winning streak and eventually won the title. One of the game's greatest players of all time left the game, never getting the ring he deserved. Too many things had to go wrong for everyone else for them to finally win a title, like an out-of-action Willis Reed. This team should have been great. They should have been a dynasty. At number 3, the 1953 Minneapolis Lakers. This was the three-peat for George Milken and the Lakers, and I know I said you probably won't find many repeats on this list, but when one of the playoff teams in your conference finals and the first round ends up being a 3-team round robin, and the New York Knicks, who were the best in the East, were eliminated in that absurd round robin, and there was no shot clock either. And then the team you end up facing, the Syracuse Nationals, are dubbed by the media as the quote bandage brigada because they are so hobbled with injuries, and it still takes you 7 games to beat them, and there are players on the court named Whitey and Big Cat. What is this, Barstool? You have to be one of the worst champions in the league. Yes, that's 2 Laker teams in a row from a Lakers fan. A knife in the back, I know, I'm sorry. At number 2, the 1946 Philadelphia Warriors. What do I know about the 40s? I mean, I know about World War II, I know about the Holocaust, I know that Antarctica was discovered to be a continent, and I know that the St. Louis Browns baseball team had a one-armed outfielder named Pete Gray. You don't know at least one of these things in this list? Well, what do I know about the 1947 Philadelphia Warriors? I know they beat the Chicago Stags 4-1 in the finals to win the championship. I know there was no shot clock. I know that the Warriors' commercial flight going from Philly to Chicago tried to set a record for flight time and had to make an emergency landing because the plane filled up with black smoke, leading to one player retiring from the league. I'm not kidding. I also know that if your power forward is 6'5" and 190 pounds, and your shooting guard is 5'9", 145 pounds, it means that there is a whole lot of white people on the floor. Seriously though, the first championship team after the Basketball Association of America merged with the NBL to form the NBA had to be on this list. I would have ranked this team as the worst champion ever if anyone knew anything about this team. I don't think any pre-shot clock team could be ranked as a formidable champion, to be honest, except for the Lakers, due to extreme homerism. If anyone knows this team could beat any other NBA champion, or if anyone knows somebody who knows anything about this team to make me a believer, please let me know right now so I can forget it sooner. And at number 1, the 1995 to 1996 Chicago Bulls. Psych, I'm just kidding. The 72-10 Chicago Bulls were without a doubt the worst championship team. No, they weren't. They were the best. Anyways, at number 1, the 1993 to 1994 Houston Rockets. Let me make this pretty simple. If Michael Jordan hadn't left basketball at the peak of all of his powers, the Rockets would have never won the championship. And since Jordan should have never left, this team should have never won a championship. Simple. I told you. Now, I know the worst argument to make is a hypothetical one, and any debate you start with "if" is doomed to be a failure. But since I ruined all my credibility in this introduction, I really don't care. The 1993 to 1994 Chicago Bulls were only one unbelievably terrible Hugh Hollins call away from swinging the series against the Knicks. With Jordan, they would have beaten the Knicks and the Rockets, making it 4 titles in a row, leading to 6 or 7 even titles in a row. It's not that this team is bad, it's quite the contrary. They were a great team, with Akeem the Dream, Robert Horry, and Kenny the Jet Smith. They are just a victim of an unfortunate hypothetical situation. The Bulls would have won with Jordan. I know it, you know it, even the Rockets know it, but none of this really matters because, like every athlete has ever said before, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the W. So that's going to wrap it up for this video of Jump Ball Central. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had so much fun making it, and I'll see you beautiful faces in the next video. Stay safe and have a positive day.